With that said, let me introduce my guest. His name is Stephen Wambua. He's the director of Eagles Motivator Africa. Karibu tena to the show.
Thank you, Sana Joyce.
Good to have you. And the question, I think we'll just start right there. What makes a winner a winner?
Thank you, Joyce, again. May I start by saying that everyone was born a winner. That is what we're supposed to know. But along the process, because winning has got a process you undergo for you to achieve the win. Many people get disconnected and get tired and give up within the process. That's the reason why you see the majority are in the brackets of losing or failures, but the winning club has got the minority.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what then makes sort of qualifies them to be in this winning club?
There are some DNAs someone has to have. I don't say it is a unique one, but there's a process. Like, for example, if I can quote my mentor, Zig Ziglar, the late. He said that everyone was born a winner, but to win, you should plan, you should prepare, and you should expect. So the three pillars, one of it is to plan. You should have a vision. You should have something written down for you to be guided on. Mm-hmm. You should be focused and have a dream where you want to what you want to achieve.
Okay.
You should be narrowed down to specific and objective on a personal level. Because you yourself, you can dream and see a vision on what you want to be in 5-10 years. Then from there, you should prepare. And preparing itself has got a cost element of it. And that's where many people drop the ball. Because when you are preparing yourself, like for example, you want to work overseas. To prepare, you need a valid international passport. You want to apply for managerial posts. For you have to check the qualification of such a post so that you can prepare yourself with the right knowledge and skills. For you to prepare also, you want to marry by 2023 also. You cannot just sit in the house and then expect wife will be brought by a magic. No, you should start the process of maybe trying to persuade and lure someone who in the process you will marry. So the preparation part of it is the cost, and there's a trade-off part of it. Is what you are supposed to give away. You may like give away all the friends and settle with one. Okay. Give away some promised opportunities and maybe narrow and focus on what you want to achieve. Okay. That's the preparation part of it. The last part is expecting. Expecting is like you should also change your mentality. You should also see yourself having it already won and achieved. By so saying, you connected with Romans 12 verses 2, that you should not be conformed by the world, but you should transform your mind, you see? And transforming your mind means, and your thinking, preparing yourself with the right skills and the knowledge.
Okay.
Yes.
I want us to focus on the part about vision for a moment, because even when we talk about relationships on this show, we're always told, jamaa anafaa akue na plan, akue na vision.
Yes.
And the same for ladies too. What exactly does it take to come up with a vision for yourself? How do you do that? And how long should it be? Are we talking like just till the end of 2020? Are we talking about 5 years? We hear people saying, what is your 10-year plan?
With your vision, you should have a blood of tenacity. That is to be determined on what you want to achieve. So your vision, what I can say, and I give an illustration of a company and a company profile. Basically, a company profile has to have a vision. So you as an individual, you should have a vision. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And the vision itself should entail, it's like a dream. It should entail what you want. It is being married by a mission. What do you want to do now, which will enable you to achieve whatever you have visioned for? So the vision itself could be a short term or a long term. Okay. And it all depends with how determined and what you want to achieve. Maybe it's a short term goal or a long term goal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So at what point should one be creating that vision? Because I think a lot of people get stuck when maybe they don't have, say, a job, or they're not a leader. So they feel like it's hard to create something when they're just struggling to put together the basics.
I think vision is all about faith. And as you know, faith is having that the power of walking even in darkness, but you believe you are taking the right stairs. So the thing is, there's no point you can take even one step without a vision. because otherwise it's like just giving an illustration. You want to go to Machakos. By your vision should be geared, and you should see yourself all the way to Mlolongo, to the river, all the way to Machakos. So immediately you see yourself, or you find yourself, or your driver, or you are driving all the way to Thika Road, then you are not going to Machakos. So your vision should be having some, so we can call them some checks and controls. Like after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Some companies or some people can do it even quarterly, like after 3 months. You should also sit down and reflect yourself. I was supposed to achieve this by 2020. Am I in the right track?
Right.
What is this I'm dropping? What is this I'm missing?
Right.
What is this I've surpassed? Whatever I was expecting. What are the resources I wanted and I don't have? What is this I'm going to do good and I want also to keep on good doing? So after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, by the end of the year, then without checks and controls, with a vision, then you will drop it up. You should sit down, you should reflect yourself and see where you are anticipating to go by 2020, 2021, and check whether you are in the right track. That's the reason why even companies, most of the companies like the sales teams, they normally have meetings on Monday. It is to check what we did last week, check what we are supposed to do this week, check what we missed last month or last week, and what you can do right and correct it.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want us to now begin talking about really diving into some of the different qualities of winners. And maybe we can begin with self-discipline. Yeah, explain that one for us.
Self-discipline is a moral virtue. It's doing the right thing in the right way at the right time. And self-discipline narrows down even to your tender age. It is something which is molded. It's part of the character. It's part of character, whereby you are not supposed to if you happen to, like, for example, have a vision. It needs a discipline for you. If it's like you want to cut weight, so to say, to 5 kg by the end of the month. So it will cost you also to wake up by around 5, so that you can run or maybe jog or go to the gym. So the discipline itself will now provoke you, will entail you now to wake up at 5 despite the sleep. So the discipline is despite all the environments and getting out of the comfort zone, but you are there because you got a goal and you're supposed to achieve.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Next, we also have self-direction.
Self-direction actually is we can it has a sister word of focus. You should have a focus where you want to go. It's like the illustration I've given you. You want to go to Machakos, you find yourself in Thika Road. That is not Machakos unless you want to get the long way. But according to your vision and what you wrote down by January, that's the reason why you see in December we have this, I want to achieve this in 2020. Then by March, April, you start eliminating them because you find yourself, you have lost focus. Yeah. So it's a kind of, no matter what, this is the way I should go, and you face it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What about self-belief? And there's actually these three I want to talk about. Maybe you'll explain how they are different from each other. Self-belief, self-esteem, and self-confidence.
Let us start from self-belief. Self-belief, it's what you believe you can do. I can say that. Self-belief is in cooperation of your personality. It's what, despite what. I normally call it's connected to your attitude as a PMA, positive mental attitude.
Okay.
So it's all about, I believe no matter what, this is what I'm going to achieve. And then the self-esteem is the self-estimation, what you estimate yourself for. And that's the reason why you see most of the youth, they are fighting with their esteem. Because the esteem now even narrows down your attitude. It even diminishes the way you express yourself. And like it affects even people going for interviews. You find yourself, even you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in whatever the amount maybe you're asking for, you don't believe even the post, you don't believe in the JDs. So it is that thing that narrows down your confidence. It's a confidence you have in you. Then the last one was
self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-belief.
Those are just sister words.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then as we continue with this discussion, later on we'll be talking a bit about self-improvement, because obviously that would play a humongous role as far as sort of preparing yourself for leadership and to be able to win. You need to, create the right environment around you. But it kind of then speaks to, if there are things that we should be doing in order to win, it almost feels like then it addresses the question that a lot of people say or ask, which is, oh, but that one is just lucky. you know, is there any sort of luck? Does luck play any sort of factor when it comes to winning in life? Because I feel a lot of people will look at somebody else and just say that their circumstances were better, or, you know, their fortunes were better.
Winning, people confuse win with luck. And also the win also we are talking about here, people might not confuse it with like the casino stuff, the betting, the gambling. So the winning we are talking about here, it's the process. It has a process. It has a plan. But the win we are talking in casino, those are lucks. It's lucky because it's a natural event which happens with someone when you decide to take risks, to perform something. And it all depends with how quick you secure a chance. So you secure a chance, you become lucky, then you are fortunate. Okay, so it connects the three of them. Okay. But when it comes to the now winning has got a cost. Winning has got a process, and it's not an event. It's a process. It's a long term, it's a short term, and you have to pay price for it. But for luck, you can even go, like for example in a casino, and you invest, you have 100 bob and you come out with 1 million.
Right.
Yes.
But I also think it's to say that sometimes I think our own jealousies cause us to say, when we've seen someone is successcul, then we just say, they're just lucky. No, they've worked hard for it.
Yes. So, because many people actually in our society confuse the win and luck. And then if you become now lucky, yes, there are people who are lucky. There are people who are lucky. But when it is a win is consistent. A win has got a long term. Luck is a short term.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want us to take a break now, and when we get back from the break, we'll continue with this discussion. And I specifically want us now to focus in on what can you do to improve yourself and to sort of improve your possibilities, your potential, let me say, of becoming a winner. How do we actually do that? And is there a right or a wrong place for winning? Is there a right or a wrong way to win? All right, 111 444 111 is the SMS line, and I'll be back after this. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm here with my guest. We've been discussing what actually makes one a winner and the qualities of a winner. My guest is Stephen Wambua, and he's the director of Eagles Motivator Africa. We'll be diving back into that discussion shortly, but let me also shout out those of you engaging with us on Facebook. And so here I have Gadenge Elias, who commented earlier saying, I'd like to have the boldness and courage like Joshua. He stood firm against opposition from the people and said that he and his family would worship the Lord. And you're watching from Nyandarua County. Asante Sana for that. Says Empress Isaacs, you're watching from Naivasha. Simoness Brent Wakimzi from Babadogo. I have Clap Patrice Madai from Ruero Bypass. Dedan Juguna, you say good morning, you're watching from Nakuru, Gilgil, Nakuru, and you say Joshua was a remarkable leader. Thank you for that. Anne Lynn Mirao says, I think I'd like to possess patience. I have Laughter's Water watching from Limuru, enjoying the show. And you enjoyed how Joshua was obedient to the will of God. Shiko Gishuhi, good morning to you as well. Thank you for the compliments there. Goodness Nico Kerich, good morning to you as well. Aizo Malakwen Kiptarbe Nabe, thank you for watching as well. Melanie Njoki from Gidurai 45. I also have my ties Job Kabiru from Karatina. You say you call it K-Town. Okay. Arjun Sharma, thank you for that as well. Modest Douglas on Derry, you say Joshua was a very good leader, very different from Moses, and you liked his obedience. Celestine Naoma, you say be bold, be obedient and courageous to face any challenges. Dre Derico, you say be strong and courageous, very powerful. I feel like I'm ready to start my week now. That's great. Telki Isaac from Kakamega County as well. Joe Mutawi from Machakos. Elvis Arab Koech from Kapkoros, Bomet, Asante Sana, and Mercy Pretty Taylor. You say good morning. I just like Joshua in the Bible. I'd like to be obedient and courageous to the Lord, and you're tuned in from Thika. Thank you so much to all of you who've been engaging with me. You can keep your feedback coming into 111 444 111. You can also comment on our Facebook page at Switch TV Kenya. And I really do like how our conversation about Joshua this morning is really in many ways tying into what we're talking about right now as far as winning and what actually makes one be a leader. And I'm sure you'd agree, Mr. Stephen, that, you know, Joshua's character, really just looking at the courage that he displayed, you know, the faith, the resilience, the strong, his strong will, attitude, really also, I think, are the same attributes that also apply as far as one truly being able to win in life.
Sure, I think we borrow a lot from Joshua when it comes to winning. We borrow a lot from the Bible collectively because it has all the solutions. So specifically, if you can check the story of Joshua and the way, despite the challenges and everything, he managed to do whatever and left a legacy. Winning has a connection with that, and if we can kickstart we can take over from where we left. I remember Napoleon Hill. There's something he mentioned which is very important, and I remember he said that whatever your mind can conceive, and believe, then you can achieve. I think going back to where we had left before we went for a break, is that there are three things you're supposed to believe in. You're supposed to understand that for you to win, one, you should believe, change your belief, the way and whatever it has been spoken, and the way you have been brought up, because we have been brought up from different backgrounds, and you have been meant to believe differently, that we are not material, we are not win material, our families, our education system and everything, that so long as you have not aligned yourself to this norm of beliefs, then you can't win. Then the other thing is you're supposed to change and elevate our standards. You see, there's if you have been, like, for example, I get on an example, maybe you have been expecting to get a promotion and you are in a subordinate position in your company. Whatever you have been eyeing for, that seat and that position, at your level, start behaving, speaking, doing like that position. I mean, like, for example, you are a junior and you have been eyeing maybe a certain managerial job. Can you collectively start adjusting yourself when it comes to speaking, doing, and going outside your JD, to position yourself in a way that you remember the one we said you're supposed to prepare and then expect, so that people can see you're expectant for promotion. And the last one is after you are supposed to change your strategy. Maybe your strategies you have been applying and working on, they are not working for you. Can you maybe narrow down and see where is this I'm getting wrong? And the three S's you're supposed to check on. One is about the successes. The success, how is your success? What is this you have been doing to success? What is this main mandated that I need to do to succeed? The other thing is about the strength, your strength. What is this I have which can qualify, can maybe catapult me to this position, to this promotion, to this win? And the last one is about the situation, where you are. How can I position myself with the current environment for me to be expectant for this win or success?
Okay. I think it was a few years ago, maybe a year or two ago, that this idea of grit came up. And maybe we can explain that to the audience watching, that a lot of people began to say that what actually sets aside some people from others is this idea of grit, that they're willing to, you know, it's not about working 50 hours, but even if you have 10 hours, like, you really dig deep into it and you make the most of the time that you've actually been given. And some would even define grit as working long and hard towards a personal goal, regardless of disappointments, setbacks, plateaus, and even failures along the way. And I think sometimes we have this idea of success kind of just being like, once we start, you know, things should just flow nicely. But no, that's where grit actually checks in, because the ones who really win at the end of the day are the ones who decided to keep going even when they felt like giving up.
Thank you, Joyce. Many of the people and many of our society, and actually the reason why we have before we started, I mentioned that in failure and losing, we have the majority. And guys are going and we are doing what we call the follow. We like following. Whatever, we are followers in everything. And one secret of being great, it is doing the opposite of majority. Okay, whatever the people are saying and doing in the society, try to do the opposite, and you'll be not being importance, but you'll be significant. Okay, so it's not about being success for you to be great. It's about being significant. It is raising your bar. It is raising your standard. It is checking yourself and the environment and trying to do differently. And now goes and narrows down to innovation. Being creative in a way that no matter what people are saying, no matter even if they are going to criticize whatever I'm saying, but by the end of the day, when I win, they will confirm whether I took the right position.
Okay.
Yes.
But how much does sort of being honest with ourselves, being very frank with ourselves, also come into play? Just because I think sometimes when you have this winning mentality, you know, you're dreaming big, you're thinking big, and sometimes we can almost be, we kind of forget to factor in all of the realities. Is there a point at which then sometimes in our desire to win, we're kind of unrealistic? We set unrealistic expectations as far as how that success would be achieved or by when it would be achieved?
Sure, Joyce. I think when you want to succeed and you want to win, remember before we started, we said we are supposed to plan. And when you are planning, you are supposed to have some achievable goals. That's why we get the acronym of SMART. Be specific, measurable. And some of the goals we put when we want to win, they are unrealistic. Okay, can you, maybe as you have said, the goals you have put in place, like for example, you are starting your January and you want to achieve this by December. Can you have some realistic goals? You cannot like for example plan to buy a flight within 6 months. You cannot afford, you don't have even you have a miniskirt and education, and then you want by in 6 months to be heading Safaricom. You see, those are unrealistic goals. So can you have some realistic goal which also even you can be challenging yourself on? Because as I've told you, there's a preparation part of it, and when you are preparing, sometimes there's a cost, and the cost cannot be paid overnight. It has some 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 year, even 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As we get ready to wrap up this conversation then here, I want us to specifically dwell on the right way to win versus the wrong way to win. Because I think in the age in which we live in, too many people try to justify the end, you know, by the means. And that's not always honorable. So too many are out here, you know, saying that they are going to do whatever it takes to bora washinde, bora they succeed, bora they win. They're going to do whatever it takes. And sometimes doing whatever it takes means corruption, stepping on other people, greed, pride, you know, not doing things by the book. Would you comment on that as well? That truly winning is also doing it in the right way.
Sure, I should paraphrase that. Truly winning is doing things in the right way. Remember the discipline we said. It's doing the right thing in the right time, in the right way. You see, I say majority in the society that they are borrowing that from quick money, and that's the reason why you see even when the schemes comes for quick riches, you find ourselves so much and we are being conned. And that's why you see we have a lot of societal mentalities with what we call the microwave riches within overnight, and this is it, and even subject us even to do some things like robbery, corruptions, and those evil stuff. So the right way to win, it is doing the right way. It is along the process. It's you plan yourself, you have a vision, you write it down, you have some objective, you narrow down to maybe some tactics on how you are going to achieve this. Then with the time, even people will even start giving you a testimony that look here, you are changing. I can see you are different. I can see you are heading somewhere, and people will even start recommending you for some posts, for some jobs, for some promotions. So I'd say avoid corruptions, avoid the evil stuff, do the right thing in the right way, and that is and God will bless the work of your hand.
Right.
So to say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Someone here says, "Hey Joyce, I just love you." Thank you so much for that. And you say, "I'm Rachel from Thika. I believe we are all winners, but the problem with most people is that we are running other people's races out of lack of belief in oneself." Very good point. And you say, basically, for you to be a winner, believe in yourself first and love who you are, because life isn't a competition. It's a one man's race. Another reason people lose is because of having having an attitude of negativity. Declare positivity always. And I think thank you very much for that, Rachel from Thika. Very good points that she's raised there.
Sure.
That sometimes, even the word winning, it sparks this idea of competition. But really, the winning that we're talking about is between you, yourself, and yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The race is between who you were, who you are, and who you're trying to be. It's not against so and so or the other lady over there.
You should, for one to win, you should compete with your goals, not your friends. And because God packaged us with all the virtues and qualities for you as an independent to win differently. So do not compare yourself, your goals, and whatever maybe your friend, your neighbor has gone and achieved. Maybe you want now, if he is working to this company, you want to work in the same company, the same post, and it is here. That is copy pasting wins. But for you, God has packaged us in a different way. That's the reason why when I started, I said everyone is born a winner. But for us, there's within the process. You start believing, you start copying, you start even having those like negative mental attitude, so to say. As I said, for win, it is purely PMA, positive mental attitude. No matter what and the situation, I have to make it. Because I'm being led by a written document, I'm paraphrasing and commenting myself. I know myself and my potential, and I'm being guided and focused to achieve a certain goal.
Right.
Yes.
And so if you are then, really seeking to become a winner, to Rachel's last point here, that, you also need to be declaring positivity. A winner, you kind of need to set yourself apart too, and be careful of the sort of crowd that you are around. So if I'm trying to win in life, I definitely don't want to be surrounded by people who are constantly negative or constantly telling me how things can't happen.
Yes.
As much as my race is mine and I'm competing against myself, I want to be around people who challenge me. I want to be learning from the ones who, are also chasing their dreams and, running their own races. But from them, you can find encouragement and inspiration. So a question to you is then, who do you surround yourself with? Who speaks into your life? Who sort of affirms you or pulls you down? Very, very important if you're going to be able to develop this PMA, this positive mental attitude, which is also, I guess, grit.
We have been supposed to be surrounded by positive people. That's good. And I normally say that if in a team of 5, maybe in a team of 5, 10 friends, you find you are the only person who knows everything, and they normally consult you. You are the know-it-all. Then you are in the wrong group. You're supposed to be in a set whereby you are a student. If you are having 4 people who are millionaires, then you should be the 5th millionaire. If you are like hanging up with 10 CEOs, then automatically you become the 6th CEO. So the kind of people you circle yourself with, they will determine where you are going to achieve your win or not. So be careful also. Change your vocabularies. And the vocabulary we use also, words and tongue has got power. Stop saying I want to, and start confessing that I am in. I want to buy a car, and you change it to I am buying a car. So I want, you change it to I am. And the kind of vocabulary and the words you use also have got power in your mind. Because as you know, the conscious and subconscious mind, they have got an effect, and a very important effect in your life. And the results of your life are a product. I remember there's the law of attraction, and you attract who you are. And if you are negative, then your environment and everything, then you attract failure.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Some final SMSs here. Someone here says, good morning, Joyce. Quitters never win and winners never quit. And so if anyone wants to make a difference and be successful, they must work hard to develop it. And that's Sarah watching the show, Asante Sana. And someone else says, hey, good morning, Joyce. Looking great. As always, thank you. And you say, I'm enjoying the conversation. There's something I want to do, but everybody's like, no, that can't work, or you can't do that. I need this to prove them wrong. What a topic to start the week. Thank you for that. And finally, I have Miriam Detti watching from Saika, who says, actually, the show is encouraging and empowering. Thank you so much for that. And thank you to you as well, Stephen, for coming through to the show. How can people reach you?
My contact, my number.
Sure.
Yes, my number is 0722 313215. 0722 313215.
All right.
Yes.
With that said, guys, we're going to take a break. Thank you again for coming through.
Thank you so for
And I will be getting ready for our final discussion today, which we're going to be talking about the value of money and what should you be thinking about before you go out and spend your coins. All right. 111 444 111 is the SMS line. We'll be back after this.